WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Molly Livingston. The Columbus Police Department is looking for a man involved in an armed robbery. Columbus Police Chief Fred Shelton says the incident happened around 4 p.m. near Family Dollar on Main Street. According to Chief Shelton, a black man confronted a person demanding money. He says the suspect was armed with a pocket knife and took a small amount of money before leaving on foot. No one was injured during the incident. Columbus Police is asking anyone with information on the robbery to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-530-7151. This weekend, much of the central U.S. is bracing for heavy rain, strong winds, hail, and possibly tornadoes. From Texas to southern Minnesota, millions are under that threat of severe weather. Melissa Rainey has a closer look at the growing concerns.
Good night! Look at that!
Tornadoes, golf ball-sized hail, and damaging winds. A severe weather system is making its way across the eastern two-thirds of the country, creating a significant threat for at least 70 million people along the storm's damaging path.
The semi just ran smack right into that tornado, and there's a lot of people trying to help him out right now.
It's peak tornado season, and since Friday morning, parts of the U.S. have already reported 34 tornadoes. In Oklahoma, a tornado there destroyed 2 homes. In Texas, another twister caused widespread damage.
We got a lot of water. It took part of the roof off, and there's damage in the backyard.
For much of the day on Saturday, several parts of Texas and Oklahoma were under a tornado watch. The National Weather Service says too much rain too quickly is raising flooding concerns in already heavily saturated areas. And the threat is not over after this weekend. Round 2 is around the corner. The National Weather Service says yet another potential significant storm is highly likely across the plains early next week. I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
It's now time to turn things over to meteorologist Jacob Riley for a first look at our forecast. Jacob, are we going to be seeing any of this weather?
Hey Riley, we'll see some of those storms, not to that extent though. Here's a list of the storm reports over the last 24 hours across the country. You can see the red are tornadoes, the white here, those are winds, and the blue is hail. Had a string of reports out of the Great Plains yesterday. Fortunately though, it looks like that threat is going to weaken just a smidge as it heads towards our neck of the woods tomorrow. There is currently a severe thunderstorm watch in the pink counties there. That goes until midnight tonight. It includes Yalobusha and Lafayette counties in our viewing area. However, the threat has diminished a lot. I don't expect any warnings to be issued up there. Here are those showers and storms now, mainly just showers pulling onto the south and east. That trend will continue as we go overnight tonight, Riley. We will see those strong to severe storms pop tomorrow. I'll let you know just what you can expect a little later in the show.
Thanks, Jacob. Members of the Columbus community came together at the Charter Center today for a good cause. They called it the Big Payback, a fundraising event for local restaurant Zachary's, which recently lost everything in an electrical fire that started in the kitchen. The event featured a live auction as well as a silent auction, food, and a live band.
And it's called the Big Payback because really what it's doing is it's paying back all of the staff members who have voluntarily put in their time over the past few years to work all the fundraisers that have made Zachary's so famous.
Event organizers say that some of the music and sports memorabilia featured in the auction have special meaning because they are from the restaurant and have fire damage. The Libertarian Party of Clay County, an affiliate of the State Libertarian Party, hosted a forum for the county supervisors candidates. Those with the Libertarian Party say their main goal is to encourage civic engagement, but also provide citizens with a little background on their own party. Our Cash Matlock has the story.
It's all about having a choice. That's why the Clay County Libertarian Party sponsored a candidate forum Saturday with the hopes of educating the public on their political point of view.
The Libertarian Party is basically the party of small government.
The way I look at it is a really strict adherence to the Constitution and the freedom ideals that founded this country.
Dathan Lambeth has been a member of the Libertarian Party since 1996. He says it's important to have a third option.
You have a choice besides the 2 major parties, and that there are other voices. If you want to help be a part of that voice, we'd love to have you. And also, it's a big tent. It's really about freedom.
Some people say the Libertarian Party are a mix of both Republican and Democratic ideologies.
There's a lot of people out there who will say, well, fiscally I'm a conservative, socially I'm a Democrat, or vice versa. But when they go to the polls, a lot of them feel like they don't have a choice. the Libertarian Party is that alternative, but people are too scared to vote Libertarian because they feel like they're throwing their vote away.
According to party member Lazarus Austin, the Libertarians and Republicans agree on things from an economic standpoint.
Little to no taxes, small military, non-interference in people's lives and other countries, and that's pretty much it.
But he says the party leans more towards Democratic viewpoints when it comes to social issues.
They're all about choice and allowing people to be who they are and not regulating or interfering with how people are.
With the majority of the state voting either Democratic or Republican, those in the Libertarian Party hope to give a voice for the people in the middle.
Because there are a lot of people that with unique or different views that just don't participate because they don't feel like there are people who empathize with them, who agree with them, or like them.
The hope is by activating the principles of freedom, we can get back to a country that we're proud of and would, fight to defend.
The forum featured food, games, live music, and door prizes. Family Freedom Day at the Mission took place today in West Point. The event was held in the parking lot of the old Bryan plant on East Churchill Road. It featured dozens of local vendors selling food, crafts, and other items. The event was put on to honor all area veterans and raise money for those in need.
We're down here today helping Brother Dickie Bryan with this celebration of the veterans and trying to raise money while we're here for his missions today. He does a great work here. He works with folks that's either had problems in life or they out of just getting out of jail and need a second chance. They're trying to get housing facilities set up down here so that when they come back into the public, they'll have a place to stay, and then they find them jobs and everything.
Hellfighters Ministries was also a main sponsor at today's event. That's right, Family Freedom Day also featured Hellfighters Ministries' second annual Freedom Ride. Motorcyclists from all over the state came together to ride through over 50 miles of Clay County. Each rider made a donation to the mission as an entry fee for the event.
Well, first of all, it's to get a lot of motorcycle enthusiasts together and to have a ride through country that they're not really familiar with, and to share with the folks that come to the celebration here, the Family Fun Day here.
May 18th is also National Armed Forces Day. One suburban Atlanta man wants something done about a racist robocall he recently received. It originated from a white supremacist group, and what it says has to be heard to believe. Adam Murphy has a recording of it.
But this has to be dealt with.
Fayetteville homeowner Brad Sanders knows what it's like to receive those annoying robocalls, but the one he got this week crossed the line.
On May 8th, a 21-year-old white American, Hannah Payne, tried to hold a male Negro accountable to the standards of actual humans.
The offensive call Sanders said he received refers to the arrest of 21-year-old Hannah Payne, a white woman who is accused of fatally shooting a black man after she says he left the scene of an accident last week. The call claims she shouldn't be cast as a criminal.
But in fact, it was the Negro. Negroes aren't Americans.
They aren't even fully human.
Time to send them all to Africa.
They foment racism. They foment racist attitudes and, more importantly, racist behavior.
Coming to you from very white, very racist, North Idaho.
A CBS 46 investigation found the call originated from a white supremacist group called the Road to Power, known for sending other racist robocalls.
Tell the district attorney of Clayton County, Georgia.
Free Hannah Payne. This message being pulled by the roadtopower.com.
What astonishes me is that they really think people, or that many people, are really that stupid. I called the FCC. They were worth two dead flies mashed. And so all they could do is tell me what they couldn't do.
The group responsible for the call is not commenting on it. It is believed the Idaho-based group may now be operating out of Montana. Parents in Florida are upset after a teacher allegedly verbally abused special needs students. We'll have more on that coming up next. Broward County Public Schools in Florida is apologizing for a robocall that was sent to every parent in the district. The robocall stated 2 employees heard in a recording verbally abusing students were reassigned away from students. But the call was only meant for a few parents. Todd Tongan has the story.
This is Superintendent Bob Runcie.
If you have a child that goes to school in Broward County, you accidentally got a confusing robocall from the superintendent about a serious incident at school.
I was shaking. I couldn't believe that this was really happening to my son.
Matt and Miriam Adar are painfully aware of the incident because it involves their son Ezra and other special needs students at Pasadena Lakes Elementary.
What is a parent supposed to do if they have a suspicion that something is going on at school?
Frustrated they couldn't get answers as to why Ezra was cursing and being aggressive, they used a product called Angel Sense that allowed them to listen in on Ezra's interactions, and what they heard was appalling. Ezra's teacher and the teacher's aide are heard viciously, verbally abusing their special needs students. In one voice clip, a girl sounds as if she's being physically abused. The district says in the robocall that the 2 employees involved have been reassigned away from students while they investigate. But then they call back to say,
Please disregard. We apologize for any inconvenience.
See what that school did. See what those teachers did, and see what they hid for so long. You hear them treating these kids the way they're treating, and they're not fired.
Showers and storms will encroach our area tomorrow. Some of those could be on the strong to severe side. Coming up after the break, I'll let you know just how long they're going to stick around and how much warmer our temperatures will be as we head into next week.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Jacob Riley.
Well, good Saturday night. Temperatures are still pretty mild out there, currently sitting at 79 degrees here in downtown Columbus. Those winds pretty gusty as well, coming out of the south there around 11. And we do have some rain showers to talk about to our northwest. Areas in the pink there, severe thunderstorm watch, but really all of that severe threat is over for tonight. However, this line is going to continue to pull our way as we go into your Sunday, and that could bring us a few strong to severe storms throughout the day tomorrow. After that, though, really things do begin to look nicer across our area. That sun is going to return as we go into next week, and those temperatures are going to warm up. You're reading that right. 90s is what you can expect for your 7-day forecast. And we'll get to that in just a couple more minutes. But for the rest of your night tonight, we will have some more showers and storms move in late, especially across western portions of our area. And those wind gusts are going to continue out of the south-southeast, potentially upwards to 25 miles an hour. We do have a severe threat for tomorrow. Not a whole lot to write home about, though. A level 1 marginal risk for all of the counties there in the dark green. We could see a few damaging wind gusts, and really that's all that we're concerned with as we go throughout Sunday afternoon and evening. So we'll go ahead and show you kind of what the radar is suggesting we could see. By around 4 a.m., those showers should kind of begin to taper off what's left out there right now. But as we go into tomorrow, once that sun comes out, begins to heat the ground a little bit, that's when we'll begin to see this redevelopment occur. You see here in the afternoon, as soon as that daytime heating gets to its best, that's whenever we have the more red and darker colors, which suggest some more heavier, stronger storms moving through our area Sunday afternoon on into the early evening hours. But as nighttime arrives, all of that does die off as that sun goes down. We'll keep those clouds around, though, and those are going to last on into your early Monday morning hours. So we could pick up anywhere between 2, maybe 3 inches in some of those heavier downpours. So again, if you get caught under that heavier rain, you will see those higher totals. But again, a good 1 inch can be expected across the area. A little bit cooler thanks to that rain. We're going to top out in the lower 80s across the region tomorrow. As we head on into Monday, some models are suggesting maybe a few lingering showers from that system moving through on Sunday, especially during the afternoon and evening hours. But as we go into Monday night, all of that clearing out once again. We are going to keep those clouds around once again Monday night into the early morning hours of Tuesday. But taking a look at your temperature trend, we're going up, up, up as we head into next week. Average high this time of year around 84, but we're going to be above that, and that's all thanks to the jet stream here lifting on off to the north, allowing high pressure to build in from the southeast. That's going to provide some sinking motion in the atmosphere, allowing things to warm up here. And you can see that the bullseye of the heat is located there over the southeastern United States. And those temperatures are in turn going to warm back up into the lower 90s with sunshine returning as we head on into next week.
Mississippi State trying to win the West this afternoon. Highlights from Starkville are next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Arkansas's fall to Texas A&M left the SEC West wide open for Mississippi State to swoop on in and whip out the brooms against South Carolina. But without the bats getting hot early in the game, the idea of claiming the SEC West would turn a potential reality back into a dream. Let's head over to Duty Noble Field where the Bulldogs are looking for the sweep against the Gamecocks. Mississippi State down by 1. Not anymore. Justin Foscue with a moonshot to left field. See a baseball, it's over the wall, a tie ball game with one swing of the bat. And that was just about it for MSU on offense for the first half of the game. The Gamecocks taking an advantage in the 5th. A base hit from George Khalil gives Carolina the lead. South Carolina with a 3-run 5th to open things up. And MSU would end up rallying late in the 8th inning. Marshall Gilbert smacking out an RBI single through left center. Mississippi State able to cut the deficit to 10-6. And then still in that 8th inning, Luke Hancock at the plate knocks an RBI single up the middle to bring in another run for the Dogs. They trail by 3 runs after 8, but just couldn't come back. The Dogs fall 10-8 in the series finale. Chris Lemonis saying his dugout tried to keep its mind off the SEC West race, and the Bulldogs will be the 4 seed in Hoover facing the winner of LSU in South Carolina.
I heard it about the 7th inning, so we were already down pretty big by that point, but I said it last night, I don't get too much into that. It's about us playing good baseball, and we just, like I said, we weren't great today. We played really good baseball lately, and we were just okay today.
I feel like we should have won that game. We got it going late, but sometimes, like I said, it's not meant to be. And I feel like the mood in the locker room, it's nothing bad. I mean, we're still confident, and we'll have a big week next week.
Ole Miss desperately needing a victory today in Knoxville. The Rebels haven't seen a win since May 5th in Baton Rouge. Scoreless in the second, Ole Miss with men on corners. Cole Zabowski attempts to steal home with Ryan Olenek. Takes second. Zebo's called out of the plate, but they'll review it. A close call, but it does get overturned, and Ole Miss takes a 1-0 lead. Then in the 3rd inning, it's going to be Tyler Keenan's 13th homer of the year. Look at that baby soar. It came at an opportune time. A 3-run blast from Keenan gives Ole Miss a 4-0 lead. And the Vols would have a 3-run inning for themselves in the 7th, but the Rebels hang on and get the win 5-4 to avoid the sweep. Ole Miss softball shut out Chattanooga yesterday in the first round of the Oxford Regional 12-0. Today at noon, Ole Miss faced the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana for a spot in the regional championship, but the Rebels weren't playing smart today. Scoreless in the top of the 3rd, Cassidy Showmont with a solid hit in the gap. Not much Ole Miss can do about that. She turns it into a double, and here's where things started to fall apart for Ole Miss. Keely Milligan grounds it out to short. Should be a routine out at first in Michaela Alley, but she looks to 3rd and gets turned around. The Cajuns have runners on the corners with just 1 out, and then the Rebels try to get a little tricky with a pickoff, but they can't pull it off. The Ragin' Cajuns with the upset, they get the win 2-0 over the Rebels. Ole Miss comes out strong in the matchup to Southeast Missouri. They end up getting the win 10-0 in that second game, and they will advance to play in the championship game against Louisiana on Sunday. And then Mississippi State on the other side of the coin, not having the best game against Washington. They end up falling to the Huskies 6-1. They're currently in a matchup hoping to stay alive for yet another day. That game happening at 10 p.m. You can head over and watch that on the SEC Network streaming service. Well, Calhoun City was looking for a state title of its own. Those highlights from Pearl, Mississippi are coming up next in sports. Stay with us. Game 3 in Pearl for the 2A Baseball State Championship. Calhoun City taking on Taylorsville. Clay Miller batting for the Wildcats hits one to center for a single. That'll score a run for Cal City, and they go up leading 1-0. Then we head to the top of the second inning. Hayden Goodson batting lines one over the second baseman to right field for an RBI single. The Wildcats here take a 3-1 lead. And then in the top of the 5th and 2 outs, Tashone Corbett at bat takes one deep to center. That'll score another Wildcat, and Corbett gets a triple. The Wildcats go on to score 5 runs in that inning. Clearly amped up about it. Why wouldn't you be? McGregor Lee comes in as relief and goes on to close the deal as Calhoun City dominates Taylorsville, winning the first ever baseball state championship in school history. The final in this one, Calhoun City 14, Taylorsville 4. We caught up with the team after the game.
Nobody sees us there on Mother's Day. Nobody sees us there Easter. Nobody sees us when we clinch that we don't take a day off. We practice Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I think when it gets down to crunch time, all that stuff pays off in the end.
It just wakes up a sleeping giant. You know, we always just find a way to come back together and regroup and then find a way to come back out on top.
It's good to see the hard work that we put in at practice every day. It finally paid off. I feel very shocked. Now it's time to celebrate.
And speaking of baseball titles, last night the New Hope Trojans win the 4A baseball state championship, sweeping Summerall with a 4-0 win. We wanted to show it again today because unfortunately we couldn't air the amazing win from them last night. Ryan Burt was exceptional in the win, pitching a 1-hit shutout. A truly dominant postseason for the Trojans, going a perfect 10-0 in the playoffs. It's the Trojans' first title since 2014 and the school's 8th overall. That's it for sports. We'll take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have the last look at your forecast.
May is National Hamburger Month. To celebrate, Amory Main Street hosted Burgers at the Bend today. There was live music, cake, and of course, fresh burgers at Vinegar Bin at Bill's Hamburgers. The first 90 customers got 90-cent burgers in honor of them being open for 90 years. The 90th customer ate free and also got a t-shirt.
Speaking of 90s, they're returning to our 7-day forecast. Riley, we got to get through some storms on Sunday, maybe 1 or 2 on Monday. We could have a few stronger ones there on Sunday, but look at that, 90 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's going to be warm.
Oh, you know, I'm not fully excited about that, but I am excited for the sun.
The sun is very much welcome.
We hope everyone has a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.